Oh boy, I gave my reaction to this episode at the very early part of my channel, but I figured I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from doing Loud House episodes as my cartoon reviews, and now we're gonna do one on pretty much the worst episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. Hi everyone, it's me Gaming Do, and welcome to my review of A Pal for Gary. Oh boy. This episode is despised. Um, it's about on par with episodes like No Such Luck and Brawl in the Family from the Loud House. Except this episode has been around much longer than those episodes, so this episode has had probably more time to rot. Do I agree with most people? Yeah, I can't lie. This is up there with another episode as probably my least favorite episode of SpongeBob. Unlike Loud House, where I have a definite number one least favorite and nothing even comes close. With SpongeBob, I have two episodes that are just about on par as being the worst episode of the show for me. Spoiler, the other one is not One Course Meal. It's another episode, which I will be reviewing that relatively soon. But without further ado, let's review something that's not Loud House related. Let's review A Pal for Gary. So, the plot of the episode is basically SpongeBob gets worried that Gary is alone at home, so he decides to go to this weird pet shop that has these things that look cute. I kind of think it looks ugly personally, but anyways, besides that, he decides to get a pet, call him Puffy Fluffy, and leave him home with Gary. He seems cute slash ugly, but it's revealed that he's a terrifying monster. But what does SpongeBob do? Gary, you're being so rude to Fluffy. Stop it. Oh my god. SpongeBob is a freaking... SpongeBob is nothing more than a plain dumbass in this episode. He is so freaking stupid that he is stupider than probably Patrick at his most stupid. I don't know about that, because there's another episode that I hate that has to do with Gary, with Patrick torturing him in Pet Sitter Pat, but this is probably about on par with some of Patrick's worst stupidity. You're really gonna believe this weird creature that just came into your house is more innocent than freaking Gary, who you've had for years at this point? And yeah, that's all fine and good. SpongeBob blames Gary for ruining his enchiladas. Oh, boo hoo. And just blames him for being rude to Puffy Fluffy. That freaking, oh my god. Can we just talk about how ugly Puffy Fluffy is? The thing looks like something that you'd probably find in the dumpster. It's not cute. It's fat and ugly. I'm sorry, but I personally think Puffy Fluffy's really freaking ugly as a character. And honestly, his monster form I find cooler because he actually kind of looks cool. But, well, anyways. So then SpongeBob puts Puffy Fluffy and Gary to sleep in the same pet bed. Puffy Fluffy goes mad. And then, he goes to wake up SpongeBob. And SpongeBob basically punishes Gary. And then yells at him to go back to sleep. Gary then finds that Puffy Fluffy has turned into a big monster who destroys the entire house. SpongeBob the brain dead idiot wakes up the following morning to find the house destroyed, and then basically thinks, oh, it's Gary who destroyed the house. Planned to get him in trouble, and then he busts down the door where they are to see Monster Puffy Fluffy chewing on Gary. What does SpongeBob do? SpongeBob says, Puffy Fluffy, how dare you? You get away from my Care Bear, is what he would have said if he wasn't the brain-dead idiot he is in this episode. Instead, he says, you put Fluffy down right this instant. Bad Bear, bad Care Bear, bad. That moment is up there with Lenny and Lori taking Lincoln's sheets away to block themselves in their room as one of the most anger-inducing moments in cartoon history. No. That's probably worse than that moment. That's worse than the whole sister fight protocol part in the Loud House. Because at least, maybe if you, it's not justified at all, but at the very least, I don't think Lincoln was in danger with that. He wasn't in physical harm or anything. Gary is about to be eaten alive by Puffy Fluffy, and SpongeBob just acts like Gary's being rude. You are such an idiot, SpongeBob. Holy crap. I never expected you to be stupider than Patrick. Oh my god, this episode angers me. Eventually, they find out that, Gary uses his rodeo skills to kick Puffy Fluffy out. Guess what? SpongeBob's still mad at him. And then he takes him to work and Gary has to serve. Basically, Gary gets punished for being tortured throughout the entire episode. That's basically the point it's trying to bring home. Oh, what a lovely episode. As a whole, is this episode worse than Brawl in the Family? That's tough. We might have to do an idea for this versus that episode 4. With Brawl in the Family versus A Pal for Gary. But, I don't know. I'm probably going to give this episode the edge. Because you know what? At the very least, Lincoln doesn't really go through physical harm in that episode. A couple threats of physical harm, but at the very least, he doesn't go through physical pain and harm like Gary does, and torture. So, I think this is the worst episode out of any Nickelodeon show of all time. This episode is horrible, and I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10. Nothing short of a god-awful, torturous, painful, annoying, stupid episode to watch. And after I just rewatched it for the first time in like half a decade, I am never going to watch this episode again. Never. Same. I do have to watch Brawl in the Family again because of my ranking of all of the Loud House episodes, which is still coming on the last day of 2022, guys. But pretty soon I'm going to have to prepare by watching all the episodes really soon. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this different cartoon review. The next show we're going to be reviewing is not going to be Loud House or SpongeBob. It's going to be South Park related, as that's my favorite show of all time. But we'll go on to one of the show's lowest points, because as much as it pains me, I overall like to do negative reviews. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and that's about it. Gaming Do here. See you later. Bye.